Hello and good morning. Let's take a look at the bell work. We're in week 6, quarter 2, and let's see what's going on here. So on this one right here, to do the distance formula, you got to put your x's in there. Make sure you get this one right, okay? So this is -2 minus a -3. That becomes a plus. This is going to be 8 minus a -4. That becomes a plus. So I end up with 3 minus 2 is 1. And then here I get 12 squared, which is 144. So I'm going to get 1 times 1 is 1 plus 144. When I add that up, I get the square root of 145. Use your calculator. 12 times 12 is 144, so it's got to be 12 point something. This one right here is Pythagorean's theorem. Make sure you color the side or you will not get credit. So the L is what I want you to color. And the L represents the legs. And these go together. So it's going to be x squared plus 2 squared is equal to 7 squared. X squared plus 4 is equal to 49. You're going to subtract and then take the square root. When you do that, you get 45. So you're going to get the square root of 45. Okay? 7 times 7 is 49. 6 times 6 is 36. So it's going to be 6 point something. Probably 6.7, and I'm just guessing. Well, let's move on to today's work. Take a look here. Copy this down right here. Convex and concave. Well, let's talk about concave first. Let's say you live up north and your house is like this and you get a real heavy snow. And that snow can cause this roof to cave in. So concave would look like this, where it caves in. And convex is going to be more like something like that, where all these points are pointing out. That's called convex. And this is called concave. Make sure you know that. We're dealing with convex polygons here. Copy down all the different sides. Make sure you know these. One that kids typically miss is the quadrilateral. If it has 4 sides, they say, oh, that's a square. That's true, but the generic name for all of them is called quadrilateral. Make sure you know that. 12 sides is a dodecagon. Okay? Make sure you know these. Septagon is 7. It also goes by heptagon. All right, let's talk about today's work. Look at this right here. Let's talk about the triangle method, and we're going to be talking about the interior angles. So draw a pentagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided pentagon. And notice these sides are all different, okay? This is convex. So pick a dot. We'll start here. And we're going to go to make a triangle. That's 1 triangle. Make another triangle. That's 2 triangles. And then 3 triangles. So if it has 5 sides, it has 3 triangles. And every triangle is worth 180. So this whole interior angles here would be 3 times 180, which I think is 540 degrees. So all the interior angles of these total up to 540 degrees. Now there's an equation that we use, and I want you to know this equation. So it's n minus 2 times 180. And n represents the number of sides. Make sure you know that. That's an EOC question. N represents the number of sides. So if we take 5, you'd have 5 minus 2 times 180, which is every triangle, and you would end up with 3 triangles. So this is called the shell method, and this is called using the formula. And I want you to know both. All right, let's move on. All exterior angles add up to 360. So this exterior angle here, this exterior angle, this one, it almost looks like one of those Chinese darts. All of the exteriors total 360. Make sure you know that. There's no formula for it. You just need to know that if you add up the exteriors, it totals 360. All right, let's take a look at example 1 before we get started. Draw this diagram. All right, so the first thing you do is figure out how many sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you go 5 minus 2 times 180. So you end up with 3 triangles. And 3 times 180 we already determined is 540 degrees. So to figure out what y is, you're going to start subtracting all of these. So minus 120, minus 100, minus 120, two of those, and minus 100. And whatever you get is your answer. Let's see what this is. 1, 2, 3, 400, and 20 and 20 is 40. So that's 440, I think it is. So 540 minus 440 is going to be 100 degrees. So angle Y is 100 degrees. Every line, these are supplementary, every line adds up to 180, so this would have to be 80 degrees, and that's how you do that. This is an exterior angle. Okay? All right, let's keep moving. Draw this diagram right here. Well, let's take a look at it. Well, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, so you're going to set it equal to 540 degrees. Okay, we already established that. You're going to add up all your x's. So 1 plus 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 x's. So put 13x. Then you're going to add up your numbers. A plus 10 and a minus 10 cancel out. 5 and 15 and 5 makes 20, so put plus 20. Work this out. You're going to subtract 20. You're going to divide by 13, and whatever you get is your answer. So let me do it on the calculator. Get your calculators out. So that's going to be 520 divided by 13 after you subtract, and I get x is equal to 40. So to figure out the angles, you'd have to substitute in. To get angle 1, for example, you would put 40 right here, and 40 plus 15 is going to be 55 degrees. So if this angle is 55 degrees and this line is 180, you would take 180 minus 55 degrees to get the exterior angle. And that's how you do in today's work. If you get stuck, ask for help. Here it is right here. All right, let's move on to another class here called MCR. MCR, we had a worksheet yesterday, and we're going to finish it today. So look up here. Remember the rules. You multiply these two, and you get 18. You start to factor it. 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. And then you're looking at your chart. A positive and a negative yields a positive and a negative. So we're going to subtract to get that 2. Let me see what it is and see if we can do this here. Let's see, 2 times 9, we're trying to get a 2 here. Let me think about this and see if there's something that works. 6 times 3 we already got. 4 doesn't work. 5, 6 repeats. So I don't see anything in here that's going to subtract to give me a 2. This is 17, this is 7, and this is 3. So unless I missed something, this is prime. Anyhow, this is your work for today. Finish yesterday's worksheet. If you need one, they're over here on the table. Have a good morning.